Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and studying well. Today, in this class, we are going to read a poem from class 6th, Honeysuckle. The name of the poem is The Quarrel and it has been written by Eleanor Farzon. This content is being prepared by Neha Bhimra, TGT English, KV, OFN, Rajgir. Now before moving further, we can see a picture here. And this picture clearly describes what are we going to read in this poem. Now we are going to enjoy the poem. But before reading the poem, let's see what do you understand by the quarrel. We all know quarrel is a kind of fight. It is common for brothers and sisters to quarrel, although sometimes they may not even be able to say why they quarrel. But how long do such quarrels last? How do they end? This is all what we are going to read in this poem. Now let's enjoy the poem. I quarreled with my brother. I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. The start of it was slight, the end of it was strong. He said he was right. I knew he was wrong. We hated one another. The afternoon turned black. Then suddenly, my brother thumped me on the back and said, "Oh, come along. We can't go on all night." I was in the wrong, so he was in the right. So this was the poem. Now we are going to read about this poem line by line. Okay students, now let's see the explanation of the poem. But before moving further, first we need to know the meaning of the word slight here. Slight means small or modest. Now let's read. I quarreled with my brother. I don't know what about. In these two lines, we can see that there is a fight which is going on between siblings. The poet had a fight with his brother, and both of them were fighting. And they even did not know the cause of their fight. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. These lines show the fight was happening because of a series of things. One thing was giving way to another. Things were happening back to back. And while fighting, they both fell down. The start of it was slight, the end of it was strong. In the beginning, the fight was very small. It was a modest one. And it was not a very serious one. But what happens gradually? The fight grew intense and became a serious issue. He said he was right. I knew he was wrong. Now see, the brother is saying that he is right, whereas the poet was thinking that she is on the right side. So we saw in these lines that the both are fighting. They even didn't know the real cause of their fight. They have no idea why are they fighting. In the beginning, the fight was a smaller one, but gradually it grew and it became a big issue. And both of them are defending each other. Both of them think that they are at the right side. Now let's move to the next stanza. Stanza 2. Before reading this, first we should know the meaning of the word thumped here. Thumped means patted. To pat someone at the back or to hit someone. Now let's read. We hated one another. The afternoon turned black. Now what happens? In the noon, the fight became serious and they both started hating each other. They did not like one another. They did not even talk to one another. Then suddenly my brother thumped me on the back and said, "Oh, come along. We can't go on all night." Now all of a sudden, Poet's brother hit her on the back and asked her to get along, as it was nothing the right thing to pull the matter throughout the night. So he showed as if he did not want to stretch the matter throughout the night. I was in the wrong, so he was in the right. Now see what happens at the end. Brother, he also declared humbly that he was wrong, which proved his generosity. Now this moved the poet's heart also, and she realized that she was wrong. Now let's see the rhyming scheme of the poem. First, we should know what is a rhyme scheme. A rhyme scheme is the pattern of rhymes at the end of each line of a poem. And we usually refer to it by using letters to indicate that which lines are rhyming or the words which are rhyming. As we can see in the stanza 1, there are few words which are rhyming to each other. Brother, another, about, fell out, slight, right, strong, wrong. So we see that there are two words which are rhyming like brother and another. About, fell out. Now what we are going to do? We indicate brother with A, then about with B. Now we see in the third line, another word is rhyming with the word which is appearing in the first line. And the word in the first line is indicated by letter A. So we have put A for another. And then again we see about is rhyming with fell out. So we have indicated fell out with B. Now rhyming scheme in this stanza is AB, AB, CD, CD. In stanza 2 also, we can see the same pattern. Now rhyming words here are another, brother, black, back, along, wrong, night, right. So the same rhyming scheme is being used in this stanza also. And the rhyming scheme is AB, AB, CD, CD. Now let's see working with the poem. These are the questions which are at the back of the poem, and dear students, you are expected to do these after going through this poem. And for the reference, you can see the answers in this video also. In question 1, you have to discuss with your partner and try to guess the meaning of the underlined phrases. Let's discuss these here also. And somehow we fell out. Fell out here means to drop down. Next, the afternoon turned black. The underlined word here is turned black. And turned black means something went bad and unpleasant, which we have already seen in the poem. Okay. Now, in this exercise also, students are supposed to read the lines and then discuss their meaning. Now, let's see here also. One thing led to another. As we have already done this line, here also we can see the meaning of this line. One thing led to another means a series of things were happening. One thing leading to another. Things were happening in a sequence. The start of it was slight. It means beginning was small, petty things, very ignorable things. Next one. The end of it was strong. The end of it was strong means finally it became a big issue. The afternoon turned black. The afternoon turned black means something went wrong and unpleasant in the afternoon. And the last one, thumped me on the back. Thumped me on the back means hit me heavily on the back. So this was the exercise which we were supposed to do in this poem. Now there is another question for you to do, that you have to describe a fight which you encountered. It can be with your friend or with your sibling. And you have to tell how did it start, what happened during the fight, and how did it come to an end. So this is a question which you people are going to do. So this is how we come to an end to this poem. Hope you all enjoyed this poem. And thank you very much for listening to me with so much patience.